Question 19, solve the system of equations. X plus y equals -1 and x minus 2y equals 8. So over in the helpful hint box, I have some step-by-step instructions and a little example of the process of solving by substitution. So you can solve one of the two equations for one of the variables. Since both of these have x's by themselves, I just chose to pick one of those two. So solve an equation for x. I decided to go with the first one since it was given to me first, and I'm trying to isolate x. So I'm going to move that y to the other side by subtracting it. So I'm left with x equals -y minus 1. Now that I have that, step 2 is to substitute into the other equation. So I take this expression that I just found, my x equals -y minus 1, and I'm going to pick up what x equals. I'm going to pick this all up, and I'm going to drop it into where the x is in my second equation. So it's going to end up looking like this: -y minus 1, and then minus 2y equals 8. That's the substituting part of the problem. So now we can go ahead and simplify and solve for y. So I need to combine like terms. I have a -y and a -2y. That gives me a total of -3y minus 1, and that still equals 8. And now I want to try to solve for y. So I'm isolating y. So to do that, I first need to get rid of that -1. We undo addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 to both sides so that my 1's cancel. Now I'm left with -3y equals 9, and then to get the y by itself, I divided both sides by 3 that you can see there. So on my left side, those cancel, and I'm just left with y equals -3. Now once you have one of your variables solved for, you're going to pick that variable up and you're going to substitute it into the original equation. It doesn't matter which one you choose, I just chose the first one. So I'm now picking up my y, that 3, and I'm plugging it into the y here so that I can solve for x. So I plugged in that -3, so x minus 3 equals -1. To get x by itself, I'm going to add 3 to both sides so that my 3's cancel, and then x is going to end up being 2. So my final solution, written as an ordered pair, is 2, -3. Another thing you can do is, if given multiple choice, you can work backwards and use the solution to check to see which one works. So if they ask you to solve a system, you can simply check the solutions to see which one works by plugging in your x values and your y values. And if both equations are true, then you know that you have a solution.